Hello and welcome to All My Friends Have Left Here, our newest series where Vince, your host, plays video games by himself. The first game we're looking at today is Donkey Kong 94 for the original Game Boy. And you're thinking, wasn't the original Game Boy in black and white? How is this in color? Well, this was actually one of the Super Game Boy enhanced games that just had like an extra color palette if you put in the Super Nintendo, and so that's why it has a little better graphics and a little more color detail than your original Game Boy. I didn't really play much on the Super Game Boy, but this is how we capture it, so there we go. The first thing you'll notice is that this looks a lot like the original arcade Donkey Kong, or perhaps the Donkey Kong you played on the Nintendo, and that's by design. So what is basically here is that Mario is running around, capturing a hammer, having to climb to the top of the level, and just do all general cool things like that. I'm hitting these things with the hammer. You can also throw the hammer in the air, which I don't know if you could do in the original game. There are a few new things in the move set here that are different if you're familiar. And I've just been killed. Cool. So what I just wanted to demo here was that there's actually a lot more movesets here than the original. So Mario can jump on his hands, he can do a handstand jump, and just cheese basically the original game pretty quickly. So that's what I'm doing. So there we go. And the girlfriend up there at the top is not Princess Toadstool, Princess Peach, as you may also know her. It's actually Pauline, who doesn't really show up in any non-Donkey Kong games. So this is the first 4 levels of the original Donkey Kong. The Nintendo release actually didn't even have all 4 levels from the arcade game. It was missing the Pie Factory, or Cement Factory, as you may know it here. So this is the Pie Factory here. Basically just running around here, capturing things, doing a handstand jump, which I really just kind of want to cheese this level pretty quickly, but I can't jump through that. So I'm gonna, okay, well, we can't go there. Cool. So let's see what we can do. Okay, we're gonna have to wait for that ladder to extend, but Donkey Kong and the fire are there. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. So, oh, man, I'm dead. Cool. That's how it goes. So let's go and try this again. There we go. Yeah, that's how it goes. But luckily I got that one up, so we're doing okay. We're not losing lives here. This game is a lot more generous than the original arcade game, which you may have seen like in King of Kong, how like freaking, cruel it is as a game. So it's this is actually one of my favorite games, though. Donkey Kong Country, or not Donkey Kong Country, that came out a little later in the same year of 94, but they wanted to, that was a game where you played as Donkey Kong. Has really little to do with the original Donkey Kong series other than barrels and a few other nice little physical accoutrements. So what we have here, though, is pure Donkey Kong here, and this came out for the original Game Boy prior to Donkey Kong Country, just kind of give the last of the true Donkey Kong models, because there was no more Donkey Kong here. So we're just gonna let this kind of play out while I wait for that fire dude to go away, and then I'm gonna, oh, I just did a handstand jump there, cool, or back spring jump, boom. All right, let's see if we can, I like this double jump here. Okay, I didn't do it. Cool. There we go, and I love how he does the little Olympic move there. It's Mario has got a lot more detailed sprite here and a lot more detailed moveset than he originally had here. You'll notice a lot of these moves actually translated in 1996's Super Mario 64, where he could do that kind of like move and backstab jump, or handstands, triple jumps, and this is the last level here. So what we're going to be doing is the ghost just turned like basically in Pac-Man. They just turned a different color here. What's cool is you can, in this game, throw the hammer and then climb up the arrows, or climb up the ladders and do that. What I didn't realize about this original game is you can't, what the point of this level was, and I'm kind of just breezing through this, is you needed to get rid of all the middle platforms here so Donkey Kong would fall apart. And I'm just going to wait for this little ghost to drop down. It's taking a little longer than I want to. Sometimes this game gets a little stuck. All right, we can go. Let's go. All right, and that falls apart. And that's the end of your game, Donkey Kong 94. The original Donkey Kong, it's the first 4 levels here. And if this was the traditional Nintendo or arcade game, the game would just restart at this point, and you'd continually go through the same 4 levels over and over again, and they would be getting harder and harder. But this game just uses that as a launching pad, and then it's going to have about like 96 more levels. A lot more puzzle platforming than the actual traditional Donkey Kong. So what happens here is that the bulk of the levels you're going to be playing in this game are actually, as you saw that this game gives tutorials, it's going to be taking a key and putting them in a different castle. So it's a pretty cool game. You also notice the game is insanely generous when it comes to giving 1-ups and more lives than a traditional Mario game. It also has a save feature and really cool graphics for these maps. There's, I believe, 9 worlds, I think is what my thing said, with varying amount of levels here. So we're just going to kind of go through here and show the different things that Donkey Kong 94 brings to the table outside of the original Donkey Kong. So we still have kind of the hammer thing here. We actually have new enemies and things traversing here that they go crazy when you have a hammer, and I killed myself. Cool. Good job, Vince. All right. Well, let's try again here. So I have more than enough lives, so I'm not being particularly safe here. Like Super Mario Brothers 2, for the Nintendo, you can pick up items and then throw them as such to kill enemies. You can also jump on your enemies' heads, which I'll demonstrate a little later. I don't know if I will be able to get to it right now, but I can kill this dude and kill that. And you'll also notice there are a few special items here. These are things that Pauline has left in every level according to the fiction of the game. So she leaves an umbrella, a hat, and I believe a dress is what that's supposed to be. And that will trigger a mini game at the end of each level. So you get the key, you put it in the keyhole, and you go through to go catch Pauline. Or to find Pauline. I caught all 3 bonus items there, which means I get to do this slot machine game. Woohoo! This is just fun things. I like Nintendo likes to put little mini games in between levels. If you do bonus things, you'll see that in our next video. Also, Super Mario Land 2 pretty much does the exact same thing. But let's just keep going here. You'll notice also the level backgrounds are a little different. I think this one's green now, as opposed to blue, pure blue on the last one. So once again, you can kill enemies with your hats. This is also a new cool moveset that I like. Here, let's see if we can get up on here. All right, let's do this. All right, and he's also got this trapeze move where he can kind of just swing and then fly up there, which is new. I really like how this game also doesn't really tell you that that's something you can do. You just can kind of have to discover, or you can discover that for yourself, and it's not even necessary to completing this level. But if you played this game as much as I have, you'll start to notice that you can do these kind of things, which is really, really cool. I just enjoy this game, so we're just going to keep on going through. Taking the key, you gotta throw the key up the ladders. That's what a lot of this game ends up being, you know, kind of like, it's not Portal necessarily, but it's like how, I call it a traversal game, where it's like, how do I get from this point to that point and bring my item along with me? So we got the key in the door. Let's keep going. And it also scores you, based on every 100 seconds you left added in, it's gonna give you a 1-up. Here's another place where they're gonna be very generous with giving you 1-ups, and I got 1 life. Cool. So just, though I have lost quite a few lives in this run, I'm not really having any negative life. So what we do is we keep going up here. We get the hammer, and we're gonna go kill those guys, and let's kill those fires. All right, and let's get him. Oh, damn it. Okay, cool. So we've fallen in the pit. Good job, me. Good job, me. All right, let's try again here. Okay, let's go for this. So we have that. We hit him. And let's get that last fire dude. And we're dead again. You can't jump with the hammer. You have to, or climb ladders. You have to be able to throw the hammer up in the air and then re-catch it. And if it just not happen to be in the right spot, you can still be killed with the hammer. So that's why I was being kind of delicate here. And it looks like that guy's not even coming close. So I'm just going to say, screw it. Let's not do this. Let's not bother. And we will just go for what I want, which is at least these 2 items. I don't even know why I'm doing that. I do need to get this key down here, so let's do that. I'll go for the 1-up. Fine. And you'll notice there's also an electrical wire now on the top of that wire that could kill me. So that's... This game starts having, like, layering a lot of different, like, obstacles and different cool things on there. So, bump it jump, jump, jump. And we go. Now, you're noticing these last 3 levels have very little to do with the Donkey Kong concept. It's more just Mario getting from one point to another point, which I guess, to be fair, like Donkey Kong, you don't actually ever really officially fight Donkey Kong. So it's always just trying to get to a point, and here it's just abstracted as a key and a keyhole as opposed to getting to the top of the level to stand next to Donkey Kong for him to run away. But every 4th level, you do get these like kind of pseudo Donkey Kong levels that do remind you of the original game. So you still get a bunch of what you know as Donkey Kong, and they fun little like boss levels. If you notice, he jumped and knocked me over there. So we're gonna keep trucking along here, and we're just gonna go and beat him. I'm not. Yep, just screwed myself there. Okay, I go in the handstand here. It's the best move that I've seen to be able to knock those things away. I don't even know if the game has taught you the handstand mechanic or forced you into it at this point, but I've just played this so much that I know that that's a move that I like to do. And, yep, I'm probably dead. There we go. And dead. Cool. I like the little halo on his head. There's funny. So let's try this level again. If you're familiar, you're wondering why Mario's fighting Donkey Kong. That's how Mario started out. He started out as a character named Jumpman in the original Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was Nintendo's first real, like, American video game success. They had made a game called Radar Scope that pretty much bombed, and so an apocryphal story is that they managed to rewrite all the boards using the Radar Scope technology in there to create Donkey Kong Fast, because everybody was not buying Radar Scope, and Donkey Kong became a huge success. And I'm dead again. So it's a game that historically is very important to Nintendo. It's Mario's first appearance, it's Donkey Kong's first appearance, and then Mario went on to make Mario Brothers, not Super Mario Brothers, just pure Mario Brothers. You probably know that best if you're a video game nerd, or from Super Mario Brothers 3. It was the level where at the beginning you would fight against Luigi, against the turtles, just on that single screen. That was the pure Mario Brothers game. And then he went into Super Mario Brothers, and the rest is history. Shigeru Miyamoto also wanted Mario to be kind of this like everyman character that just would appear in a bunch of things. That's why he's like the ref in Mario Tennis, or in Mario Golf. I'm just dying a lot here apparently. So, but I do want to beat this level before we sign off, just so you can see kind of where the rest of this game is going. This game has a lot of different functionalities besides just like climbing to the top of the levels. We've already seen that it's got the like kind of trapeze wire. It's also got vines like Donkey Kong Jr., where you can scale up there, but we're not going to be able to get to that level in this time frame. Okay, I'm just going to skirt through this. And this game came out in 1994. I'm kind of sad it never really got a sequel. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I was hoping for like maybe Donkey Kong Jr. 97 has always kind of been my dream game, to just make another game like this in the style of Donkey Kong Jr., which is the sequel to Donkey Kong, where Mario is actually the villain. And we've beaten the level. Good job. Good job, Vince. But of course, that's not it, because Donkey Kong's just going to keep running. We lost a lot of lives in this run. I think we lost like 3 or 4 lives going here, but just based off my times, I'm going to get enough 1-ups. This is also fun because in between every section of 4 levels, the game does do this kind of like teaching you what a new mechanic's going to be for the next 4 levels. And this one is the arrow temporary platform. So let's just kind of look at this. You jump in the arrow, you lay it, and there we go. So I'm gaining my lives back here. So I ended up actually profiting on lives. We didn't have a negative life loss on there, so that's pretty sweet. And let's go. For the last 4 levels of the big city, I'm only going to do 1 level here, and then we'll be signing off here. So this is a pretty simple level. Man, this game looks great with the Super Game Boy here. So we're going to go here. This guy is climbing walls, kind of similar to a Mario thing, but you'll notice that the villains are completely different. So I line up my arrow there, and you can maybe in the background hear the music kind of timing out, or doing that kind of timeout thing. And so I've got my key, I put my arrows here, and then I go. Got all of Pauline's items there. I jump the fire dude, and we are out. So go, Mario, go. All right. And that's pretty much the beginning of Donkey Kong 94. If you want to check out Donkey Kong 94, you can get it on Nintendo 3DS in the Virtual Console for Game Boy, or you can probably buy it pretty cheap as a cartridge if you still have your Game Boy lying around, or Super Game Boy. It's a pretty sweet game. I love it, and I was Vince, and that was the friends, or no, this is not the friends that play together. This was All My Friends Have Left Here. So thank you so much, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.